One time, the creature I hate the most is called a slug. It's like a snail, but a slug. Yeah, that one. I ate a snail before. 100%. I was in Nigeria and they cooked it nicely. He was there, and other guys, and Cardinal Bevan and all this team. And I said, guys, since I had already committed this crime, I said, guys, there is nice meat here. It's gizzards. I told you I lie sometimes. I'm open with what I say. Now, the guy sat there and it looks very, oh my God. With palm oil. They sat down. The guy started chewing. They said, but it's a little bit hard. I said, but he said, but it's a good gizzard. I watched them eating that thing all complete. After they finished, Mom said, those were snails. You know when somebody enjoyed meat, but now they're trying to vomit, like they're pretending to vomit, like, ah! Don't worry, I'll not mention the other thing. You are safe. Your secret is safe. I can see people praying, please, please, don't go that direction. Leona, you're safe. I told you of my guys that I took to China and they were now eating prawns. And they said, this one thing, I will never eat nonsense like this. When they tasted, I said, what does it taste like? He said, this is nice. It's like a locust. I said, hey. I said, locust. Slow down. Don't even think who it is. Relax. I said, locusts. Why? Different pellets. Do you know how it takes you from being a Saza man to prawns? Maybe people don't know Saza. Let me explain. That thing is addictive because it's carbohydrates, and carbohydrates are turned by your body into sugar, and sugar is the most addictive things, more than cocaine. So you think you are eating Saza, your body says, I'm eating sugar. Now you're still not getting me. So just imagine moving from Saza to prawns. Brother, it's a problem. It's a very difficult issue. So this is the biggest problem, that when you come around Revelation and we are being fed with a different type of manna, when you see that manna, it's going to be so difficult for you. So in the realm of the spirit, there are things that you can get to a certain level and you begin to experience that you thought were not as nice or rather spiritual. Then you experience it, you go like, wait a minute, I think I was judging this before I ate it. There are people here that have listened to me when I opposed even the likes of Cobus. When he preached that we should not die. Yes, he went home to be with the Lord. But the message was pure, it was correct, and I approached it in a different direction. Because I had a prophecy on when he was dying. So when he is preaching about no death, I said, wait a minute. The man who died. I confused the revelation for it being mature within him. No, you're not getting me. As preachers, we can preach that we are billionaires when we are not. Because we are preaching the truth of the word. But the truth, we haven't experienced it. I don't know if you understand. So when Prophet Cobus was ministering it, he had not experienced it. But still he needed to preach it. And that man could dissect the word, move it here, move it there, spin it and flip it. And he had caught a revelation that Christians don't need to die. And I thought, no, he is dying. So his message should be for us. Just because the preacher is broke doesn't mean to say you ought to be broke. He needs to just represent the facts. I said, this is what the Bible says. I haven't experienced it yet, but guess what? I also want to be part of it. So great faith, you decree things. This will happen. This will happen. You are using great faith. But when you are using the spirit of faith, you find yourself speaking.
Yes, so as much as this was a couple of funny videos, you definitely learned a lesson there towards the end, and let's just unpack it real quick. It's funny how most people don't realize revelation often tastes like snails at first. You don't like it, not because it's bad, but because you've never tried it. That's exactly what happened when Uebert Angel served his pastors snails. They ate them, enjoyed them, praised the deliciousness until they found out what it was. And then suddenly the holy men of God were reenacting scenes from horror movies, pretending to vomit like toddlers. Why? Not because the taste changed, but because the knowledge did. And that's how people treat greater revelation. The moment a teaching or truth doesn't feel familiar or feel right, doesn't sound like what they grew up on, they reject it. Not because it's false, but because it's unfamiliar. It happened again in China with the prawns. At first suspicion, doubt, and even fear. Then someone took a bite and admitted, it tastes like locusts. Suddenly the same people who rebuked it were now justifying it because it reminded them of something they already understood. John the Baptist's diet. That's how most people process revelation. If it doesn't resemble something from your spiritual past, they toss it out. And that's where growth gets stunted. Because truth isn't always comfortable, it often stretches your mind before it feeds your spirit. Prophet Angel openly admitted to this, how years ago when Prophet Kobus taught that Christians cannot die, he couldn't believe it. He actually had a prophetic word that the same man of God was going to die. So it was a conflict. It sounded like heresy, until one day faith caught up to it and suddenly it made perfect sense. That's the mystery of spiritual growth. You don't just receive revelation, you grow into it. So here's the takeaway. Don't spit out what your spirit hasn't chewed on yet. Do not reject what your faith hasn't matured into. Just because it doesn't fit your old theology doesn't mean it's not true. Remember, some of the most powerful revelations come disguised as spiritual snails. You only recognize their value once your pride is out of the way. Revelation doesn't need your approval, it just needs your hunger. Taste before you throw away, and who knows, you might find out just like those pastors and ministers, it was exactly what you needed, even if you wanted to vomit it at first.
Laugh News World. Networking the world with godly laughter.